This is the story of a prisoner that passed away by only hearing one noise. It only took one noise for the young prisoner's heart to stop, and you are going to find out what actually happened to this prisoner and understand how our brain power is unmatched. But most importantly, how to avoid it at all costs, because while this can be the worst case scenario, stress can affect your body in different ways that can also lead to dangerous and deadly outcomes. So let's dive in. For this, we gotta go a little bit back in time. We got the timeline right, but this happened in India in 1936. Dr. Bernard Lone is a Latin American cardiologist and the actual developer for the current defibrillator for the cardiac resuscitation.
Charging to 200. Fair. Alex, can you hear me, Alex?
Crazy bitch! You almost killed me!
And he also made it for it to be safely implantable inside your body, which can treat people with dangerously abnormal heart rhythm. He co-founded a physicians group that campaigned against nuclear war. Yep, he's among the biggest sharks within medicine history. Let's be honest here, that Nobel Prize was well deserved and he deserved to be in the Hall of Fame of Medicine. They even named a bridge after his name. In his book The Art of Healing, Dr. Lone mentioned an experiment where a young prisoner was given two options that will determine the fate of his death, in which one was to be exsanguinated, which meant having his blood drowned gradually to death, or dying by hanging. Of course, the prisoner chose the first option, and I bet much of us would have chosen the same thing. In this case, he probably chose it because he believed it would be a slow and not too painful death. But unfortunately, it wasn't the case. Okay, just kidding, it was the case, but something that he wouldn't expect happened. So once the victim agreed, he was strapped to the bed and blindfolded. Then the guards then placed drip buckets below the bed and water containers fastened to each of the 4 bedposts, which was a condition out of the terms he signed for. I mean, makes sense, because if he knew the experiment would be compromised. So then his 4 extremities were then lightly scratched. Because remember, according to the deal, he agreed to be exsanguinated. Then first quickly, then gradually, but always loudly, in a room that no sound could escape, the fake drip brigades got going. As the dripping water stopped, so did the young man's heart. He died not losing a single drop of blood. So now, tell me, could you guess what actually happened to this young man? What caused the young prisoner's heart to stop beating? And no, despite the horrible condition that being in a rusted old prison is, he didn't die because of malnutrition, infection or physical abuse of any type. Well, if you are a big fan of psychology, you probably know about Dennis Kuhn, who in his Essentials of Psychology, Exploration and Application, he mentioned the stepped-up heartbeat and other psychological reactions of the fight or flight response, which can kill directly, where the body works to calm itself and goes too far the other way and actually stop the heart. So now, let's put it into perspective. Primarily, what triggered the fight or flight response on this blinded prisoner was the strong thoughts of him bleeding out, what in fact was just mere sounds of water drops falling down. So you know, thoughts have such immense power that they impact not just your physical body and neurological system, but also the vitality, which is known as the power of visualization, faith-infused thoughts. This is because thoughts and life force originate from the same source of power. This is a crucial concept in hypnosis, as well as a technique that relies on hypnotic suggestion to create confusion. For example, between the subject's real hand and a fake one, when combined with a suggested experience of pain or threat, such as, I don't know, being hammered, the subject's mind is tricked into perceiving the fake stimulus as real, and they feel pain even though no physical harm is being done. The experiment showcases the power of the mind to shape sensory experiences and is an example of how the brain can be influenced by suggestion, expectation, and perception. You see, what you thought were just thought, if enough concentration and emotion are applied repeatedly, they take the form of your belief. Besides, when visualized with particulars such as colors, sounds, or smell, they become even more powerful. So there was a similar experiment which tells about death row prisoners who were offered to be in an experiment, be tied to a table and cutting their hands and letting them to stop the drip with their own mind. If they succeed, they are free to go. So the actual experiment was only putting dry ice on their hands and letting water drip going when their eyes were closed. They tried it with 3 healthy prisoners and they all passed away within hours. So let's say you are a patient passing through certain sort of pain, and as your doctor, I convince you that these pills are going to calm your pain after taking it. And then due to your beliefs, the symptoms suddenly starts to improve. And yes, as you already know, I'm talking about the placebo effect. Nowadays, placebo pills are commonly used for the treatment of depression or anxiety, certain cases of chronic pain and clinical trials. And in the same way that your mind can calm your heart so much that can stop your heart, there are other situations that can change your way of thinking to keep you alive in extreme conditions. For example, Viktor Frankl, a psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor, wrote about how the will to find meaning in suffering helped him and others survive the inhuman condition of concentration camps. His book, Man's Search of Meaning, emphasizes the importance of purpose and hope. So even though this prisoner passed away through a conducted experiment, this response of the body happens every day to most people in this world. This can still be your case and pay the ultimate price. Over 120,000 of people die from stress each year in the United States alone. According to experts like Dr. Gabor Mate, Dr. Bessel van der Kolk, or Dr. Jordan Peterson, they say that these are some of the key hints that your body is giving you, so you know it's passing through a tough time and a lot of stress or emotions. Heart palpitations or chest tightness, especially in the neck, shoulders, or on the back. Feeling overwhelmed or numb. You may either feel too much or nothing at all. Unhealthy coping habits like increasing smoking, drinking, or other risky behaviors. Avoiding social interactions, insulating yourself from loved ones. Loss of interest in things that you used to love and enjoy. A sign of emotional burnout or depression. If you made bingo, you know you gotta take it easy now and seek for help. Of course, I'm not a professional of health yet, so consult with your doctor or health professional, but never wait when talking about your health. This is why it's really important to have a positive thinking, because there is actual power and that power is ours. Always remember that even though you are stressed or depressed, begin incorporating short and uplifting positive affirmation into your daily life. And to keep this practice interesting, keep modifying and experimenting with them by observing how they feel when spoken aloud. Because it's better not to give in to it. It takes 10 times longer to put yourself together than it does to fall apart. Take care and stay curious.